Very cool.
Good eyes.
Very tough pocket find.
Good one, Billy.
Billy Gerhardt rose to worldwide fame after being contracted by the famous Lagina brothers to help them excavate the many remaining secrets of Oak Island in Nova Scotia, a piece of land protruding into the Atlantic Ocean, whose repute of mystery dates back many decades. His first appearance on the TV screen took place in 2017, in the 13th episode of the 4th season titled One of Seven. The award-winning entrepreneur and media personality appeared to be rather picky as to what kind of show he'd appear in first, ultimately choosing The Curse of Oak Island to further boost his career. Among the many reasons for this decision, there's the fact that its reputation preceded all of the competition, especially in Canada, where his business is located. The series itself was boosted up in 2014 by Prometheus Entertainment for the History Channel, set to finally bring the Island of Legends to everyone's television set. The Lagina brothers were hired to reveal its secrets once and for all, and their expertise in the relevant field has since proved instrumental in the series' success. As outlined in History Channel's YouTube video entitled The Curse of Oak Island Mystery explained flashback to the start Season 1 history. The brothers moved from Michigan, USA to Oak Island in February 2013. Rick Lagina, being the older brother, made sure to bring Maddie along for the project, as it would have been impossible for him to tackle otherwise. The younger Lagina has a great wealth of experience when it comes to finding objects, being a certified diver himself, with numerous successful dives under his belt. Still, in spite of the brothers' vast array of capabilities, Oak Island initially proved to be quite intimidating. Not for lack of dozens upon dozens of past explorers who had fought tooth and nail for just a piece of the massive puzzle, only to succumb in the end to the unforgiving landscape. To that effect, Maddie Lagina said several generations of people spent an enormous amount of money and risked life and limb and died looking for something here on Oak Island. There's been a constant history of people doing that. I mean, it seems like each person or group that gets involved then just doesn't give up until they either die or they go bankrupt. Interestingly, backing up all of the fear-inducing tales of the island is a tombstone dedicated to those mentioned by Maddie. It reads, Oak Island Memorial, 1795 to 1995, and below, in memory of those who lost their lives while pursuing the Oak Island quest. Thus far, the stone refers to 6 individuals who've tragically perished throughout the nearly 250 years that the island's been subject to persistent exploration and excavation. Adding to that is another folktale, with Maddie explaining that there's the famous Oak Island legend. 6 people have died, and a 7th has to die in search of the treasure. And that's when all will be revealed. Rather than deter them, however, these myths only serve to further encourage the Laginas to pursue the truth of the island to whatever lengths necessary. One reason for their unwavering dedication is that they found the idea attractive even during childhood, making it a real-life fantasy that they can actually fulfill. Rick explained, when I was 11 years old, I read the story of Oak Island, and I was hooked. I brought it home and read it to my brother. Maddie added, yeah, he shows it to me, and of course, you know, it had all the things people like. Treasure, mystery, booby traps. It had all the stuff that interests a kid. It's your big brother talking to you too. You know, and he knows. It was obviously very easy for Maddie to get stuck on the same idea rather quickly, mostly thanks to the influence of his older brother. He further explained that his reaction was, look what he found, you know. Wow, this is going to be great. They then proceeded to explain one of the many tales that had the name of Oak Island spread throughout the world like wildfire, saying 200 years ago. Some kids find an interesting spot up on Oak Island, offshore Nova Scotia. They dig, and they find some stones laid in. They find some planks, things that would have to be man-made, so they're sure they're onto something. It's worth noting that in the aforementioned period, there was an abundance of treasure tales being told from community to community, with everyone believing that their own big hit was just around the corner. Maddie explained that as well, stating it was the end of the piracy era. Right, so everybody's thinking buried treasure. No matter how deep they get, they keep finding more planks that appear to be concealing something. They give up at about 20 feet, 6 meters deep, because they're digging by hand. That was only the beginning of the island's almost ceaseless excavations, since word spread far and wide that ancient pirate treasure is most likely to be found here, with all evidence gathered pointing to it. Rick Lagina added, and then there's a succession of people that come back, and they keep digging. And they find more platforms every 10 feet or 3 meters. And more odd stuff. A bit of change, all kinds of wood that shouldn't be there. Down about 90 feet or 27 meters, they find a stone that's inscribed with strange engravings. It appeared as though the mystery was about to be solved, with the island's obvious treasure room having been discovered. However, things took a turn for the worse soon after, with Maddie explaining that finally, someone else comes in, and they find that the shaft was actually booby-trapped, that there's a flood tunnel to the ocean, and all of a sudden, the water floods it. It was here that the legend really took off, since everyone was then absolutely convinced that whoever had built the flood system must have been trying really hard to hide whatever was buried under the island, making it highly likely to be a massive fortune. Rick went on, saying, "So then different people keep trying and trying. Mining engineers, business people, President Franklin Roosevelt was involved, John Wayne was involved. Everyone wanted to get down to the bottom of this so-called money pit. As each successive treasure seeker goes through the years, they have continued finding things that kept them going. Almost as though created for a long-running reality TV series, Oak Island just won't stop giving, but only piece by piece. The most valuable artifacts remain to be found, as well as the grand treasure itself. The team appears to be closer each year, yet their main objective is still far away." Rick explained this phenomenon, stating each time, it appears like there's more and more evidence of man-made formations underground. One of the participants noticed this little pea-sized brown ball, and he unfurled it, and it turned out a little piece of parchment with an inscribed VI on it, and we're leaving out coconut fiber. The aforementioned material is a very peculiar find there, since the land formation itself isn't host to any coconut trees, as such plants grow in much warmer southern regions. The question is then, who brought it there, from where, and why? In Maddie's own words, I mean, what the hell's that coconut fiber doing on Oak Island? Aside from potentially hiding immeasurable wealth, the island also has its almost entire history shrouded in myths, many of which have been hypothesized over the years. Rick added, "We wanted to know what really happened. There's all kinds of theories. Certain people say that it's Knights Templar treasure. Another theory is that it's something from the Spanish plundering of the New World. And then there's some people who credibly believe that it's the lost manuscripts of Shakespeare. It seems that the island's untold past is the real focus of the brothers, with potential earnings only being secondary." Rick confirmed this by saying, "But the real core of the Oka Island story is who, why, when, where, how. That's what really got me. For me, that's it." Maddie, on the other hand, chuckled and said, "I was more interested in the treasure." Of course, there's a very good reason for funds being a major focus of the excavations, with Maddie explaining, "How much money do we have invested in this? We have millions of dollars invested in this, but it's not just an economic investment. I'm motivated by curiosity. I'm motivated by the hunt. I'm motivated by doing something with my brother that he's always dreamed about doing." As for the older Lagina, the reasoning appears to be just about the same. As he stated, it's about family. It's about love. And I love my brother. I mean, I wouldn't want anybody in this with me other than him. And if at some point we're not successful, we know that we tried together. Billy Gerhardt was obviously moved by the Lagina's drive to uncover these secrets, employing his at the time one-man company under the name of William A. Gerhardt Property Improvement to help conduct excavations in some of the most sensitive and inaccessible spots on the island, including the money pit itself and other hidden chambers that hopefully contain potential gems of the past. Billy's main gig before ending up on television has been the aforementioned business that he runs, which mostly focuses on landscaping exclusively in the town they're based in Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. The company seems to have grown over the years, with its website now listing a multitude of dedicated and professional employees at their customers' disposal 24/7, regardless of how busy Billy may become with his televised projects. It's beyond doubt that appearing in The Curse of Oak Island has helped boost the reach and growth of Billy's company, with many fans of the show from all over Lunenburg wanting their homes sporting some of the best landscaping available in Canada. The company has apparently been operational for over 30 years, as of early 2023 having started up in Billy Gerhardt's backyard. In the present day, it features some of the most modern improvements required for what it strives to do, with a full-time staff that covers all times of the day and night, as well as crews ready to go at any given time. The business offers year-round landscaping, aided by both long and short-haul trucking divisions, boasting the ability to take on any landscaping project whatsoever. Most importantly, they're certified by the local Nova Scotia Construction Safety Association, with regular staff retraining, so as to ensure constant optimal service. Having remained as a constant member of the series cast since 2017, Billy's been featured in 96 out of 185 episodes of The Curse of Oak Island. He will continue to bask in the spotlight for a while, since his collaboration with the brothers is as smooth as ever, and the show itself looks to have a bright future. Aside from the main show, Billy's also been seen in the spin-off series entitled The Curse of Oak Island, drilling down in 11 out of its 49 episodes thus far from 2019 to 2022. Gerhardt also found himself to be quite adept at providing the various materials necessary to construct complicated film sets, which eventually led him into the art department of 2 significant titles. He provided the greenery for 3 episodes of the drama mystery horror TV series entitled Chapel Wait in 2021, as well as 10 episodes of From in 2022. Since these episodes were filmed some years before their release, it makes sense that Billy received the Nova Scotia 2019 Film Crew Excellence Award for his contributions, which definitely helped his career along as well. In early 2023, he remains committed to the complicated and sensitive excavations in The Curse of Oak Island, and also quite open to any extra work on side titles that require greenery, all the while running a rather successful business away from the spotlight.
Perhaps the Laginas and their partners will soon find the answers, and hopefully they will also avoid a deadly curse and a legend that says one more will have to die before the treasure can be found. If you'll excuse me, I think it's time to get out of here.
Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos, which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.